Welcome everyone to WWE Universe. You're watching ECW just 2 days after WrestleMania. We have got a big edition for you here tonight. Of course, as I mentioned previously at all of last week, I think, there will be no draft matches here tonight on ECW, but the draft will include ECW. After Monday Night Raw to Friday Night SmackDown this week are finished, the draft will take place. The complete draft will take place. And we've been told that ECW's roster will be getting a slight bit of broadening, especially in the new season with all the new signings. ECW will be treated more seriously. We'll be getting a lot more acquisitions on this brand, but for the time being there are unfortunately only 7 superstars on the ECW brand, and we'll be seeing a fair few of those in action tonight, including the new ECW champion himself, Mick Foley, who issued a challenge to Jetstar, who attacked Mick Foley last night on Raw. Mick Foley has said, "You want to take me out? You want to cost me a match that I've been waiting for a long time? I'll go one-on-one with you tonight in Extreme Rules." So Mick Foley is going to be facing off against Jetstar in the main event, an ECW superstar up against a SmackDown superstar. Should be a pretty interesting matchup. We've got another one of those coming up following this matchup. A weird, kind of somewhat fantasy match going to be taking place up next, as we've got a special guest from SmackDown, Rey Mysterio, set to face off against ECW's Champion of Champions trophy holder, The Big Show. And before Jack Swagger can set his sights on a rematch, perhaps at Extreme Rules for the ECW Championship, there is one man that Jack Swagger has to go through, and that is Goldust here tonight. He has been challenged with the task of going through Goldust after Jack Swagger mouthed off saying that Goldust was trying to screw Swagger out of the ECW Championship by getting Kane to be a demon, and mocking the fact that it didn't work. Kane isn't the ECW Champion. Swagger has decided to put his foot in it a little bit and step up and face off against Goldust here tonight. Kane not present at ringside. We don't really know what the relationship between Kane and Goldust is like, to be completely honest. There is a lot to it that we still don't understand. It's a very mysterious connection between those two. But here we go. Goldust and Jack Swagger kicking things off on ECW here tonight. I'm really looking forward to Rey Mysterio and The Big Show up next. One of the smallest superstars across all of the brands up against the biggest superstar from all of the brands. That is going to be a very unique matchup. Interested to see how that one plays out. So far in the draft this year, we have only seen 2 draft picks. We've seen SmackDown acquire CM Punk in what was a surprise twist. Beth Phoenix is apparently now a part of SmackDown. The women's divisions have been rocked once again, and Beth Phoenix has taken the Divas Championship back to SmackDown with her. She was the one that won both championships, the women's and Divas Championships, and then unified the divisions. Single-handedly, she was the one that achieved all of that, but it seems now that she has decided to tear them apart again. I personally felt that the idea that I'd come up with to give them more exposure by uniting the divisions wasn't working. They were actually less featured the entire time that the divisions were blended. I felt like we saw way less of the women's division, because obviously there was only room for 1 match a week on Raw, because you only get 4 matches to work with. So I just thought we should probably separate them again. Honestly, I just felt like that just made the most sense. It's like, actually, they probably shouldn't be blended together, to be completely honest. Rey Mysterio has got a pretty big week ahead for him, as just like Jetstar, he will be pulling double duty as a request from Tyson Kidd, the light heavyweight champion. He wants to be a fighting champion, and he wants to defend that title right away. He has handpicked Rey Mysterio as the standout performer from WrestleMania. He says he wants a fair one-on-one matchup with Rey Mysterio. Mysterio, of course, not really someone who's dabbled in that division much before, but every week on the road to WrestleMania, he was victorious in one way or another, including pinning the former light heavyweight champion, whose name I can no longer mention because he has decided to walk out on the company. But he even pinned the former champion who lost the title at WrestleMania. So that being said, Rey Mysterio is undoubtedly a top contender, and Tyson Kidd, certain that he wants to be a fighting champion. In a way, I think he's kind of capitalizing on the fact that the Big Show is probably going to have worn Rey out quite a bit by the time he gets into that matchup. Concrete, damn it.
Watch out here. What can Goldust do to win this one, King? A fever pitch is here in the WWE.
Goldust with that big impaling DDT as he's actually, honestly, managing to get the best of the former ECW champion. Who knows, maybe one day we'll be seeing Goldust compete for the ECW championship. Of course, the draft could take him away from ECW just as well. I've been told that there will be 2 picks for each brand coming from ECW. There'll be only 3 superstars who are part of ECW remaining on this brand following the draft, as there are only 7 remaining on this show to begin with. So there'll be 2 headed to Raw, 2 headed to SmackDown, and there will only be 3 remaining that were initially on here. And one of those must be the ECW champion, Mick Foley. He is undraftable due to the fact that he is holding the ECW championship. We've been told that there are certain superstars that are locked into their brands due to the nature of their championship that they are currently holding. Those are, of course, Mick Foley here in ECW, as well as Kevin Nash and Vader, the World Tag Team Champions on Raw, holding very precisely the red Tag Team titles, whilst SmackDown's WWE Tag Team Champions Edge and Christian, well, Edge isn't even on Raw. Hopefully he gets drafted over. I mean, Edge isn't even on SmackDown. Hopefully he gets drafted there. If he doesn't, I guess he's got to cross-promote until he loses the tag title. He is not officially a part of the SmackDown roster. Let's hope the draft brings him to SmackDown. Don't know why I'm screwing this up so much. And then they'll be locked into there as well with the very precise blue tag team titles. I actually looked in the championship editor because a part of me was like, maybe I could just customize the championships in 13 and just recolor them. Maybe I could just do that and then they could exchange them. But you can, and I don't like the idea of them handing the other tag titles over, a la the New Day and the Street Profits in the real life draft that happened not that long ago. That was just silly. It made the championships look so fucking worthless. You shouldn't be able to just pass a title to someone. That really shouldn't be a thing. I know Big Show did it with Chavo, but that was the fucking hardcore title. That's not really the most important of titles. Swagger going in for the cover. Nope. I actually did do that in my very first draft. I had the World Tag Team and the W Tag Team swap brands, and they did have to just swap the belts. And it always bugged me that was even a thing I ever did, so I'm not doing it again. So the Tag Team Champions and the ECW Champion are undraftable. However, the World Heavyweight Champion, WWE Champion, United States Champion, and Intercontinental Champion are draftable, as well as the Women's and Divas Champions. So even though Phoenix is currently representing SmackDown, even though she's turncoated her way over there, she could be drafted to Raw. This does in fact mean that some brands could be left without championships. I think I said the United States, I meant the European. I'm just so used to the traditional format that I forgot we don't have a United States title. Both these two looking pretty hurt. I gotta say, this has been a lot more even of a match than I've thought, but I guess in all fairness, Goldust was a pretty great hardcore champion. He had a hell of a lot of momentum going for him as hardcore champion. He is the longest reigning in history, it turns out. 84 days his reign lasted. Admittedly, he only got 4 defenses, so he doesn't have the record for most defenses, but credit where due, Goldust really did make a name for himself with his hardcore championship reign. And Goldust might beat the ECW champion. Final cut! Is that the final cut? No, it's not the final cut. This is the final cut. And Swagger with a reversal. Sorry, he has 2 very similar looking moves, and one of them is the final cut, and the other one's probably also called the final cut, because a lot of moves have been called that. Gut-wrench powerbomb by the former ECW champion Jack Swagger. And Swagger going in for the cover here. Is he going to be able to get the victory? 1, 2... No! Goldust just kicked out of Jack Swagger's finishing move. Wow. I didn't realize Goldust had so much fight in him. This probably is the right guy to be trying to bring back the more vicious side of Kane. This guy's got a lot of fighting spirit. Fans firmly in support of Goldust going in for a pin attempt on Jack Swagger. And Swagger has just been knocked out. That double axe to the face seems to have just knocked him unconscious. Goldust just pinned the former ECW champion. My God, what? That's got to put this guy in some kind of world title contention. I don't know where he's ending up after the draft, but whatever brand he goes to, this guy's got to be considered a top star now. He just pinned the former world champion 2 days after he lost the world title. Well, up next, Rey Mysterio goes one-on-one with the Big Show in a cross-promotional match, 1 of 2, as SmackDown's smallest man faces off against ECW's largest man.
Weighing 175 pounds, Rey Mysterio.
Well, here comes one man who could be called light heavyweight champion this Friday on SmackDown when he faces off against Tyson Kidd. Some superstars pulling double duty this week. I'm pretty sure we'll be seeing The Undertaker and Batista also pull double duty, as they'll probably main event SmackDown this week. It's a draft tradition to have the world champions face each other in the exact same match back-to-back weeks. So we'll see how that one goes down, but right now Rey Mysterio is set for one hell of a challenge, and I respect the hell out of the fact that Rey Mysterio can come out here and just go, yeah, I'll take this on. He's not afraid to face someone 3 times the size of him. You know, I'm not trying to sound disrespectful to Big Show when I ask this question. I'm actually just genuinely asking, how much longer is that guy going to carry that trophy around for? I'm not trying to degrade it or anything, you know. It was a great accomplishment. He defeated the World Heavyweight Champion and WWE Champion in one match whilst holding the ECW Championship. But he's no longer the ECW Champion, The Miz is no longer the WWE Champion, and Sheamus is no longer the World Heavyweight Champion. He doesn't know that he's the champion of champions anymore. He hasn't beaten Foley, Undertaker, or Batista. I mean, he has beaten Foley, not since he's won the title. I feel like he's got every right to be proud of that trophy. He won it. He's the yearly winner of that trophy. But at the same time, I think it may be time to put that thing away. This is a real mismatch of styles and sizes. I wish Rey Mysterio the best of luck. I don't know how he's going to come out of this one on top, but that's for us to find out. Look at this difference. Big Show actually had to kneel down a little bit there when Rey caught his arm. Had no choice. Rey very quick on the offense. Yeah, I'm not surprised they have commentary lines for these two. My God, I don't think I've ever actually done this match in a game before. It's so strange to see. Rey Mysterio, oh, I bet you he can still suplex Big Show. He can put him in the torture rack, I'm sure of it. Look at Big Show, not even struggling. I mean, why would he? I tell you what, if you're Tyson Kidd and you're watching this match and you see Rey Mysterio actually beat Big Show tonight, you got to be pretty scared for your light heavyweight championship reign. But this was a match that Tyson Kidd requested this Friday on SmackDown. He wanted this.
Mysterio will use every part of his body to help pull out the
Oh, big chop to the face.
Big Show.
Big Show. So with that main event to come, as the ECW champion Mick Foley challenges Jetstar to Extreme Rules. One-on-one collision that I am very interested to see the outcome of. Jetstar and Mick Foley one-on-one for the first time ever. I mean, that was a bold move of Jetstar to attack the ECW champion on his first night as the champion. But clearly, that guy's gotten a taste for gold and he just wants it now. I mean, the Disciples of Darkness, they have every chance of being drafted apart in the 2011 WWE draft. They could be separated. That is a risk that is taken when they are inserted into the draft. Every tag team runs that risk of being separated. Imagine Animal or Hawk getting drafted to a different brand by themselves. Entirely a possibility. Big Show. Oh, crushes him down on the mat. Just grabbing him by his face. This is the kind of match that's either going to go really quickly, or it's going to be a hell of a showing from Rey. And right now, I gotta say, this is a hell of a show. Oh my god, Rey. Whoa! I don't know what Big Show was thinking going on the top rope, to be fair. Look at that beautifully executed reversal. So far, he hasn't done anything that's come across as too ridiculous. I think Big Show is probably taken aback a little bit to realize what a struggle it is to overcome little old Rey. This guy might be small, but my god, he's full of pep.
Well, there's only one Rey Mysterio. That was incredible.
I'm surprised he could reach. Surprised he could get his arms around the Big Show like that.
Quick punch to the gut.
Oof. Every time I see Big Show hit Rey with a move, it's like watching a fully grown adult throw a child around. It's pretty brutal. I'll give Rey credit. He has lasted already, in my eyes, in my respects, longer than I expected him to. Because I've been pressing next to match a lot, I've been getting a lot of zeros in the time limit, in case you guys are curious what's up with that. I think the time limit is still going. They can still go to a 20-minute time limit. Not that they ever do. But, like, they can still go to a 20-minute time limit, it's just that it's not there. You'll probably see that a lot for draft matches and remarkable matches that I do this week. Because, as I say, for draft week, I'm trying not to book too much. I had to get rid of the last match. I had to. It made no fucking sense. Even if Brodus Clay wasn't gone, it still made no sense. Because I'll go ahead and let you in on this one. It's been booking it for ages, and I keep wondering if it's trying to return an injured guy. It's not. It keeps booking Brodus Clay, who's already gone now, versus a mystery wrestler with Layla. And I don't know where the fuck it got this from, but it won't stop trying to book it until it happens. And the mystery wrestler, I've seen this cutscene so many times from experimenting and seeing if it changes. It never does. The mystery wrestler is Mark Henry, who jumps out from under the ring. Not only do I not want Mark Henry paired up with Layla at all in any reality, I don't know why he jumped Brodus Clay. I don't know where this rivalry came from. I don't know why he'd even need to be a mystery. I have no idea, and it's never gonna happen. And there was something else it kept trying to book. Like, the main event is like Chavo Guerrero versus that really weird faction that came out once. So it was like the Miz and the Power Trip. Miz, Nash, Vader. Even though Miz is injured right now and Chavo is not on any roster. It keeps trying to book that handicap match. But this match was also booked as a remarkable match. I'm not sure why. It just was. And I was like, you know what? At the moment with the draft going on and everything, cross-promotional matches, yada yada yada, this actually makes sense. This is like a kind of like a interesting what-if match that could go down, and like, you know, one of these two could end up on ECW, like Rey could end up on ECW, Big Show could go back to SmackDown, etc. Like anything, and both these two could just go to Raw. You never know what the future holds. Rey caught Big Show in a headlock there. Snapmare takedown, catches him, chin lock. And Big Show just headbutts his way out of that. I am really surprised how long of a fight these two have had. As I say, I'm not trying to underestimate Rey, but I really didn't think he'd go toe-to-toe with Big Show quite to the extent that he has. And it's been so evenly matched. Like, occasionally Big Show will get in control, and then Rey will just fight right back. It's really fascinating. Look at that. Okie dokie, that's gonna be a real exclamation point in the match. Big Show with a humongous choke slam. I'm sorry, Rey, you might just have to accept defeat here. Huge choke slam. Yeah, no doubt about it. I will give credit where credit's due. Big Show might be trying to play that one off like it was easy, but that was incredibly competitive. Great fight from Rey. And you think if he can bring that much fight to Big Show, as I said before, Tyson Kidd's reign might seriously be in jeopardy in just 3 days' time on SmackDown. Could we be looking at a 5-day title reign? I mean, Rey's got to recover from this first. This was a good match, though. Credit where due. I really don't know why that was a remarkable match. As we move towards our main event now, Jetstar comes to ECW for his 3rd night in a row of competing as he goes one-on-one with the ECW champion Mick Foley in an Extreme Rules match. This guy has been on a bender lately. He has been trying so damn hard to make his name known. And honestly, I think it's working. I think Jetstar is really starting to get his name on the map. I mean, what he found his way into a match at WrestleMania. He won some pretty damn big matches on the road to WrestleMania, including teaming up with Rey Mysterio and defeating Evan Bourne and Justin Gabriel. Who are, you know, a light heavyweight champion and a former multi-time champion. And I believe he got the deciding pin in that match too. And then at WrestleMania, you know, a great showing in the ladder match. And then just last night on Raw, attacking Mick Foley and trying to step up to Team DZ in a handicap match. I honestly think Jetstar is on the rise to something here. Wow, that is stretched. I don't feel like Foley was the kind of guy who would wear a title, you know? Or if he did, he'd at least wear it under his flannel. I might have to give him a title entrance, because that looks awful. Mick Foley, at long last, is an ECW champion. You know what's really crazy about Mick Foley is that he competed in the Royal Rumble. He said, you know what? I think I could become a world champion. He started pursuing the idea of becoming a champion. He started picking up wins on Raw. I mean, on ECW. He got into the championship scramble matchup. And then he proved that, yeah, he could be a world champion. Because he is a world champion. I don't think there's been a lot of stories like that before. Just a guy just deciding, hey, I think I could become a champion. And then bang, he does it. That's impressive.
Here we go. And this one's destined to be a human.
This is a very interesting matchup. As I say, Extreme Rules, no countouts, falls count anywhere. We could see interference from Nemesis in this one. He hasn't been present for a lot of Jetstar's matches lately. Although I know he wishes him well. There is no bad blood between the Disciples of Darkness. Do not get your fucking hopes up. I know how much viewers love pitting tag team partners against each other. Especially ones based around real life friends. But no. The moment Nemesis is just regrouping. We saw him lose a qualifier. He flipped out. He attacked one of the Spanish announcers. He got a heavy fine for that, and he's just kind of regrouping right now. He's just reevaluating things. Nemesis is a former holder of the ECW Championship, but at the time it wasn't a world title, whereas if Jetstar can win tonight, he, again, like Goldust beating Jack Swagger, he undoubtedly got to be a contender for a world title. Specifically the ECW Championship.
Big move coming.
Mick Foley has been on a hell of a rise just lately, so this is going to be an interesting matchup. I look forward to seeing what both these two can do. As I say, these are, to be fair, these are two quite equal in the sense of, I mean, obviously Foley's a little bit more further ahead. He is a world champion right now, but like these two are both breaking out this year. These two are both going places, it feels like. I don't really know which one I favor more in this one. I gotta go with Mick Foley as much as I love you, Dan. I gotta go with Mick Foley. The ECW champion to me just seems like he's the more favorable outcome right now.
Oh, and he lands that one right to the head.
Right in the kisser.
Watch out here. Oh, and the knee connects.
Elbows to the face of Jetstar as Mick Foley fights back. And Foley, oh, Bulldog.
Telling how much damage that did.
I wonder if the no DQ factor in this match will even come into play. But also I wonder what's going to be going down this Friday on SmackDown when the draft continues, and what ECW will look like next week when the draft is complete. So we know only Raw and SmackDown competing in these draft-like matches, basically just giving you a good taste of like some of the very first and top picks, so to speak. But there will be plenty more to come following the draft here tonight. Keeping it a bit of a mystery, kind of revealing some of the new stars as the weeks go on the road to Extreme Rules. Right now, no match is confirmed for Extreme Rules, obviously 4 weeks to go until then. One would have to assume there'd be a lot of pursuit for championship rematches, you know, Batista versus Brock, Cena versus Undertaker, Swagger versus Foley. Those are all kind of things I think you could assume you'd probably see, but as I say, at the moment, Brock Lesnar has gone off the grid, so no one really knows if we'll be seeing Brock Lesnar compete for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania. No one can get a hold of him. He's decided to take a quiet step away, it seems. I don't think he was expecting to be defeated by Batista at WrestleMania, and I don't know if that shook him to his core and is going to bring out something even worse in Brock Lesnar, or I don't really know. I have no idea what the future holds in regards to Brock Lesnar and that loss. I don't think Foley is God, but he is pretty damn good. Pin attempt, no. Jetstar's really got to let this opportunity sink in and realize he has stood in the ring right now facing off against the current reigning ECW World Champion. That is a big, big opportunity for Jetstar tonight. It's crazy to think we're just 4 weeks away from the season finale at Extreme Rules. Just 4 more sittings for me. I've got the next 3 weeks to record, and then the Extreme Rules episode sitting. Wow, I am so close to being done with this game. I don't hate it, but I definitely don't love it. And double arm DDT connecting on Jetstar. Mick Foley, I think, has probably already wrapped this one up. A decent 5-minute showing by Jetstar, but unfortunately he wasn't able to best the ECW champion tonight. Nonetheless, though, a very brave and bold move to put your name on the map like that, to try and beat the ECW champion. I hope this isn't the last we've seen of these two facing off against each other. But I do say a big congratulations to Jetstar and obviously Mick Foley, one of the only superstars with draft immunity. He'll be here to stay on ECW for some time to come, as he is still your ECW World Champion. I mean, he didn't defend it tonight. Who will he be facing at Extreme Rules? Will it be Jack Swagger? Will he get that rematch? I guess only time will tell. But right now, Mick Foley continues to stay on top as we get ready for Friday SmackDown, the final draft episode. And then the draft will be complete by Monday Night Raw, and you can look forward to plenty of things being shaken up across the 3 brands. Thank you for watching ECW. I'll see you guys on SmackDown.